mission, Calixto, Tarlin, Jesse, and Aethelflaed entered the city of Vogler. You have gone through many an experience on your way to get here. You've battled, you've gone through tests, you've seen some weird shit, you've investigated smoke and things. You've met a weird cool dwarf. A lot of things led you to this point. You finally get to the city of Vogler so that you can get to the Kingfisher Festival and you can go to this Ispen Greenshield's funeral. Met a variety of both tourists and citizens alike upon your arrival to the city, two of which were Kender outside of the gates. Now, Calixto, you utilized a vivid description to get a reaction out of a Kender whose name you guys never asked for. You got a potion of healing, and Aethelflaed and Tarlin, you were able to recognize that it was a potion of healing. There was a female Kender, you guys never asked her name either, but she said she was looking for a purple leaf. And I feel like we're all looking for purple leaves in life. Aethelflaed, and you met a blacksmith. You made your steel defender do a backflip and impressed this blacksmith quite a lot. And you talked about craftsmanship and kind of discussed some of the items that you had and kind of showed off kind of brandished your skills through objects. And then Tarlin and Calixto, you guys booked a room at the Brass Crab. While there, the Untamed Siren was hanging out. They didn't want anything to do with anyone. However, Jesse, you convinced them to play a song. So you brought joy into the Brass Crab with your persistence. From there, Calixto and Jesse had a contest of skill. Calixto, you threw a needle into a flower. Jesse, you did a great job as well, but you didn't quite get there with your dagger. Calixto ended up taking the dub, and then Aethelflaed, you met a Catman merchant named Merchant Gort, who had a couple of items, including the dust of sneezing and choking, and a potion of healing. And then Tarlin, you met, and this was the most important interaction perhaps of all of this, you met Becklin Uth Vaharin, who is someone who described herself as the person who is in charge of the city's defenses. You did alert her to the fact that there was a draconian presence and that Takesis was in play. Now, Becklin is someone who was very close to Ispen Greenshield. She did name drop someone named Cudgel, who's also very close to Ispen. And you've also just heard these rumors, various rumors of war, and you've heard that there are a handful of mercenaries just outside of the city. These mercenaries are employed by Cudgel, who is friends with Becklin and Viharan. You are all currently in your own spots. So that, I believe this is historically accurate. Tarlin, you were close to the city square. That's where you encountered Becklin. She was very distraught.
You're starting to cut out again, buddy.
She mentioned that there are rumors of work. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're skipping around a little bit.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Good job, little girl.
Well, y'all just remember what happened, I guess. Hold on one second. Let me figure this out. We'll stop and come back. Okay. Sorry, I was busy rating my call with Discord, where it was like, how did this call go? And I was like, it was mid. Okay.
Very mid.
Didn't love it. Are you guys able to hear me now? Are we?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
much better.
haven't been putting it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I just need to, just do that. Just give it a little refresh. Start and stop, and stop and start. Okay.
So Cudgel was a friend of Ispen Greenshield.
She was, yeah. So she was a friend of Ispen, so she's already emotional, right? And then Tarlin, you explained to her that there's this weird, creepy dragon threat where these scaly, fucked up creatures are killing people very close by.
Yeah.
Becklin punches a wall. There's a lot going through her head, right? And then she also made mention, and as you've heard as well throughout the city, that there are mercenaries that are camped out about maybe 30 to an hour away. They are employed by Cudgel, who is friends of Becklin, Uthviarin. They are here for the Kingfisher Festival because their leader, Cudgel, was a very good friend with Ispin. Ispin, Becklin, and Cudgel used to be adventuring party members, and they would travel and get into wild shit. So there was a full gamut of emotions going on with Becklin. She said she was in charge of the city's defenses. She kept mentioning this weird gnomish device, but didn't really go into great detail. And then that, I believe, is where we left off. So at the moment, Jesse and Calixto are close to the docks, where they had their guild. Heartlander goes to the village circle, kind of towards the center. And then right now, Aethelflaed is also close to the docks, where the merchants are at the moment.
So I'm gonna.
You've had quite a throughout the day. Okay. Stupid fucking computer. Let me see if.
Like whenever it got dark, I would probably Ethelflaed would head back to meet with the others. You know, they've had a long journey, but I also need to finish that sword. So I just needed one more success to get Calixto's sword with the +2.
That's right. Go ahead and roll some blacksmith tools for me.
Okie day.
Hell yes. I forgot about that shit. Thank you.
Oh yes. Hold on, let me find my tools. Come on, page load.
Right.
Tools.
Rummages and toolbox.
Yeah.
So,
She's checking like
Hunter.
all the pockets. Yeah. Smith tools.
Hunter, when you get back to town, let me know. I've got a gingerbread Imperial Yeti.
Nice.
There we go.
When you
Nice.
get in. Sick.
Yeah. So you do have this weapon during the evening time as you work on it. We'll say that it will probably take you some time until maybe 8 p.m. when the sun is certainly down before the weapon is completed. But thanks to Dugan Redbeard, this random guy who you met, you are able to improve this weapon's accuracy by just kind of
It's +2.
maybe wrapping the hilt a little bit. But yeah, it's +2.
Making it like slightly more balanced. Yeah.
That's right.
Hell yes. Thank you, Josh.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
Pretty
what,
big.
would, what would the rest of you like to do?
I'm actually going to inquire with I'll basically want to go perform funerary rites for the soldiers we brought back.
Mm-hmm. And it's worth mentioning, Backlund was very appreciative of the fact that you brought those people back, and did very much encourage you to attend the funeral of this Green Shield.
Yes.
That is scheduled to be 2 days from now, so not tomorrow, but the next day.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So we got some time for the funeral.
Mm-hmm. And you know that the festival is beginning right around that time as well.
I am gonna make sure that those soldiers do receive the. I basically offer to take care of them if needed, and if I am taken up on my offer, that's what I'll spend my evening doing. I'll go use ceremony funeral on the 3 soldiers. That would take an hour each, since it's a ritual.
And that's a spell, correct?
Yes, basically it just means they can't be brought back as undead for a week each.
Ooh, okay. That's interesting. I like that. Great. Okay, so you certainly succeed with that. There are no rules involved with this ritual.
Necromancers
Is there
hate that.
any... I'm sorry, what?
Oh no, just I bet necromancers hate that, or like anyway,
Right.
use the corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This motherfucker is a necromancer. So
That's
dibs.
so a funeral rite basically says you touch one corpse and for the next 7 days the target can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell.
Holy shit.
Literally, you can only create this first level ritual can only be countered by a wish spell.
Could you
It's
roll
insane.
me a performance check, please?
I will absolutely do so. I am not good at them, but I will do so.
Wait. So they have to be dead?
Yeah, for a funeral rite. Ceremony has multiple uses.
So
Funeral
what if-
rite one is
What if
ahead.
someone is like downed and then you cast it and then they were revivified?
well, it says can't become undead. They can be brought back to life. They can't be turned into an undead.
So you become like vampire proof basically for like 7 days.
Yeah, vampire, ghoul, zombie, skeleton proof for 7 whole days. Yes.
Wow, that fucking rocks.
Mummy proof too.
Fair point. Fair point. Mummy rot. Yep. Let me roll my performance check. I'm sorry. Let me grab my.
I mean, while he's doing that, Jesse and Calixto, do you guys have any plans?
Actually, Calixto, what do you want to do?
Yeah, what should we do? Are those nefarious bards still looming about?
Nefarious?
No, they were just a random
Untamed Siren.
Yeah, untamed siren.
If you wanted to look in the brass crab, you would not find them. They have retired.
Okay. Well, we've been on the road for.
Calixto, were you about to go back and fight that band?
I was giving it some thought, actually.
That's so. I'm very appreciative of that. I wasn't even going to think of that, but that's cool that was on your mind to go back and whoop their ass because I probably might have said yes.
Yeah, I guess they fucking cleared out already, but I was like, huh, maybe we could stir up some trouble.
You were like, you gave them the eye. Like, I'm about to come back here and kick your ass. And they're like, nah, we gone, man. Nah, we out.
Yeah, I think
So Tarlin,
they
they
got
went
my
to
sword anyways.
Sir.
So Tarlin, as you perform this ritual, some people take notice. Nothing really happens. Everyone at first is a little confused by what you're doing. Some people do take note. Some people aren't necessarily disgusted, but are just kind of not that interested. But nothing in particular especially happens. But people do take note of this.
Okay.
And then Jesse, what are your plans for the evening?
Well, if we're all going to bed, that's cool. But I could also just go meander down a dark alley for a little while and see what happens.
Okay.
I'm
that what you
gonna
wanna
go
do?
find nefarious fellows and do bad deeds to them.
Yeah, I'm halfway in the mood to go do hood rat shit with my hood rat friends. You know what I mean?
You just start tagging.
No.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you're trying to do, or looking
Jesse was here on
dark
some
alley,
building.
or are you just walking down the dark alley?
Well, I guess if anything, I'm
Wait. Not
Wait,
to take
what?
this joke. I was gonna say not to take this joke too far, but I'm pretty sure adventuring packs come with chalk. I'm pretty sure you could just literally write your name. Jesse was here somewhere on the side of a building with chalk.
I could be tagging right now.
You
I
literally
just
could
list
be
here.
tagging right now. I just.
I'm not here. That's not
It-
what I'm doing tonight. But it's a good thought. It's a good thought.
Keep that one in your back pocket.
I will keep that. That chalk will be in my satchel pouch.
Okay, so you're just gonna walk down an alley.
No, so here's what I'm thinking. I am prowling the night, maybe in search of opportunities in the form of, if I'm being honest, items that might be useful, or, I'm curious
Jesse.
to maybe see if I can catch a little something. And I'm looking for information about what the fuck is going on in this town and what good I might get from it.
Roll me a perception check.
I'll roll you. How about this? I'll roll you whatever the fuck I want to roll you. I got you here. Let's try this. How do
I
I
like how you
do
had
this?
Dark Alley scene ready for this.
Oh, that is tight. That's a pretty good dark alley. All right. I see perception, but I don't know how to roll it.
Click it.
on it.
I'm clicking.
Hmm.
Oh, is this no?
On your
Maybe
character
I'm not looking at the right thing.
Are you looking at your character sheet?
I think I am. The very long bar on the right. Oh, there's like piles of shit over here. Hold on, maybe I'm just in the wrong zone.
So if you see piles of shit, it's probably your journal. So do you see where it says Jesse Jindok? And it has the picture of yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, click that.
Yeah,
Let's
she like
see. Oh, you
highlight
want? Oh, so here's part of this. Y'all don't know this, but I'm rolling the new UI. So if y'all don't roll the new UI, you might be useless.
Oh, God. Do you want me to roll it
Here
for
we
you
go.
and figure out how to open your character sheet?
No, hold on.
This is an important thing that will come up often. You will have to do things.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I guess you
know.
always like
Like I
type
said-
in your stats and roll it through the bar as well. Sometimes that takes longer.
Yeah, are you able to access your chat?
Yes.
Okay. In your chat, type / roll.
Uh-huh.
Is it space, guys? 1d20 plus 4? There's a space, right?
Oh, I was muted.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. There's a space.
Okay.
/ roll 1d20 plus 4.
I thought you said face for a second. I was like, I don't know.
Hey,
So, Jared, just roll
I'm
with it.
a coder.
Okay.
Plus
So
4.
you have a plus 4 to your roll because of your modifier.
That's a 14.
You well, so you rolled an 18 because I see
Okay.
you put equals 4 in there instead of plus 4.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you. I needed a shift. Thank you.
All
I'm
good.
not a great coder. That's literally the first time I've ever coded
Jesse.
on here. Yeah, what's up?
Okay. So
How do I do? 18's not bad.
18's good. So in the very distance, to the untrained eye and the unkeen eye, they probably wouldn't see anything. There's not a lot of light. You kind of see the lights of these windows. And let's say you've been wandering for a while. You're a Kender, you've lost track of time. It wouldn't stand out to everyone, but you see in the very far distance 2 shadowy figures walking up this little ridge right here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And in the middle, in between them, you can see what looks like fur, like silver cat fur.
Mm-hmm.
And then very quickly, the figures vanish.
Mm.
They're quite a ways away. You feel like you could catch up only if they stopped, but you do observe this.
And they are headed away, and I presume... Am I headed away from town, and are they headed away from town as well?
They are in fact heading away from town, and you don't know your layout well.
Okay.
But you can see in the distance that there are cliffs, and you feel like the path may lead to cliffs.
Gotcha.
But you don't know enough about where they're going, what the landscape is. But you do see what looks to be silver fur, and then two shadowy figures that you can't make out. You don't see anything else. And then, with your little kinder legs, you're only able to get so fast so far, and they kind of vanish.
Sure. Okay. I like this. Do I know my way? Let's see. Okay, first of all, for one thing, I've wandered off on my own, and so there are no party members in the close by range. Is that true?
That is correct. And while you feel like it hasn't been that long, it's been a while.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, knowing that the chances of my catching up seem pretty dim, I think I'm inclined to hot-foot it back towards wherever the rest of the party is, to see if to pass on the information and see if there's anybody that has any particular interest, or if there's any interpretation.
At this point, you would be walking into the Brass Crab. The Brass Crab is not full of patrons at this point. It's quite late. And there's one person manning the bar, and that's all that's currently available. You're almost surprised, and then you start thinking about it, and you're like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ignore the people in this picture, but this is where you're at.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
would have received my sword and just crashed. We've been on the road for like days.
Okay. Sounds like no one's at. Well, actually, Homie's doing death rituals, funerary, so that's cool.
Which at this point,
Ethelfled, what are you up to right now?
Probably is. I mean, like Hunter said, like they're probably exhausted. So I imagine she's asleep after finishing up her sword business with the raising of the axe.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. Good. Well, I am gonna tip my hat to the bartender, and I'm gonna see if I can find a place to crash out for the night and rejoin the party once we're all rested and fantastic.
your party has, thanks to Tarlin and Calixto, you have all been booked room and board. You all go sleep. You are awakened by yelling. It's not screaming, it's yelling. Everyone, get down here! And then you hear people just kind of beating on the doors close by, and eventually they get to yours.
Yep.
So like aggressive, angry, yelling.
You certainly don't need an insight check to know that this is very aggressive.
I think Ethelfled would feel a little bit obstinate about it and is just going to continue doing what she's doing.
Check the window.
Which might be sleeping, yeah, who knows?
Which might be sleeping.
Does anyone go outside?
I'll pop open the door. Can I help you, sir?
So, Tarlin, as you begin to open the door, you see 3 figures.
Okay.
I will listen carefully.
You see... Oh. I didn't quite... There we go. You see 3 figures. You see all 3 of them are wearing intricate armor. One of them especially looks like he's a Solamnic knight, and you suspect the other two most likely are. One carries this massive broadsword. He has spiky hair and appears to be a knight of the sword. There is a woman amongst them who carries this very large sword as well, not quite as large as the guy with the spiky hair. And then you see this man wearing a very clearly Knight of Solamnic armor. It's very intricate. He's an older man with gray hair, longer.
Look at this Cedric Thorm-looking mofo.
And he looks a little weathered and worn. As you do, they take notice. They hear the door open. They swing the door open, and the guy with the large sword kind of pushes you back.
What do you need?
I'll be asking the questions. Get out here, says the man in the very intricate armor. You notice the other two are silent and stoic.
I will start equipping my armor.
Second, you will speak to me with proper respect, and I show them, and I start to doff my white robes. I have them in my pack, and I actually pull them out and start to pull them on as they're shoving their way into the room.
So the large man with the sword, he kind of sets it down for a second. He grabs you by the shoulders, and I need you to roll an athletics check, please.
Yes, sir. I am terrible at those.
Shit. We gotta save our boy.
How'd I roll? Awful.
Give me one
I
second.
rolled I'm sorry. That's not an athletics. That's a strength. But it's basically the same thing. I don't have any.
It is the same, though.
Yeah, it is the same. It is the same.
Okay.
It is the same.
Okay. So here's what happens. So you reach into a bag, is that correct?
Yes. I reach into my pack and pull out my actual robe so that I can start to leave the room, because I'm wearing at this point dressing like evening clothes.
Are you naked?
No, I'm not naked. I'm wearing like dressing clothes, like fancy, like I don't know. Like
a white robe.
Like the long robe.
So as you reach into
like
your
a Scrooge
pouch,
robe.
as you reach into your bag, this man, this brawny beast of a man, who's very tall, broad shoulders, heavily armored, grabs you by the shoulders.
I'm blushing.
And kind of like in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, throws you into the hallway from your door. I need you to roll athletics. Strength save.
Another strength save?
I think we would definitely all hear by now and be like, what the fuck was that?
Mm-hmm.
You do hear commotion. You hear shouting, knocking. You hear Tarlin like, oh, and then you hear a massive commotion.
Yeah, I think that's enough for Ethelfled to just like curse and be like, what the bloody fuck, and like get Faraday opened and up and ready. And
that's a 2 -1, by the way. That's not a nat 1. That's a 2 -1.
Come here, Bailey.
Just to be clear.
Did I just hear a come here, Jesse?
Oh no, we're talking
different Jesse.
We're talking about our
What's
dog.
that?
Remember the dog you met while you were here?
I do remember.
So Eddie, can you roll me a D100, please?
D100?
Yes.
All right. 27.
Wearing Mama's PJs.
Can you roll me a con save?
Yes. I'm okay at those. 11.
Okay, that's pretty good. So there's a moment where like the wind is kind of knocked out of you. You certainly, as you impact the ground, you smash against this wood. Your ankle just kind of bangs against it. You are currently on the ground prone as this man grabs his sword.
Okay.
Can we
And I would assume right around this time, would the rest of you maybe be emerging?
Self-led would, yeah, with her steel companion Faraday.
Yeah, we would definitely come out like weapon, or I assume I would be coming out weapon ready because we can hear there's trouble.
So while I'm prone, I am still going to look at the two young ones, the guy with the big sword and the lady, and I'm going to cast a spell.
What are you casting?
A sphere. Upcast.
What does fear do?
Cause fear.
Two
Scare 'em.
targets will need to take will need to pass a wisdom saving throw. So the lady and the big dude with the spiky hair will need to pass a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
What happens if they fail?
Okay, pick one or two, Eddie. The number one or the number two?
2.
Okay. So is everyone's out? Jesse, are you out?
I've been paying attention and I'm at the ready, but I am not out of my room at this point.
Okay. So Aethelflaed and Calixto, what you see as you emerge, you have your steel companion, Calixto, you have your sword drawn. You see this large brutish man throw your buddy Tarlin onto the ground with a thud. He very quickly does a little bit of whispering, says a few words, and then you see this brutish man just all ass down the stairs. As that happens, you see Tarlin, a familiar face, although she's not familiar to the rest of you. She is wearing Solamnic armor, and it is an older woman. It is Becklin Uthvihar. She says, please, please, please comply with them.
Becklin, I didn't recognize you, and I stand up, and I'll go ahead and I'm gonna maintain concentration on the cause fear, so the dude is running the fuck away.
I love it.
Now.
Yeah. So I love the idea of him just like throwing you. You say a few things under your breath, and then he just sprints away.
Just decks ass down the hall like I fucked up.
And that's what the two of you see, Calixto and Aethelflaed. And then, of course, Jesse, you're able to hear the voice of Becklin, although you don't recognize it. You haven't met her yet. But yes, that's the situation you all find yourselves in. She's imploring you to comply with them.
I am going to speak up. Yeah, I am going to speak up and say, what code of knightly honor compels this behavior? Surely this is beneath we knights.
You see Becklin. She kind of folds her arms and she's sort of rocking back and forth. She says, I've seen the bodies. Please just answer their questions. Just answer their questions. Answer them.
Inside check. Does it look like she's traumatized?
You don't need to roll an inside check. She is spooked and stressed and fearful. The two that remain, the older man and the woman, just glare at all three of you.
Is he? Are they referring to the bodies we brought to town?
You're not sure?
Right.
It strikes you as something that's odd. I don't believe Tarlin necessarily told you about his interaction with her.
Eklund? No.
Yes,
I did not. I didn't really talk about it. It didn't come up.
but she's rocking
Yeah.
back and forth as these two people stare you down. Very clearly, Knights of Solamnia.
Ethelflaed's gonna pipe up and be like, "Yeah, what happens if we don't answer the questions?
I'll help Tarlin to his
What's
feet.
gonna be then?"
Yeah, I'm like, even so, I have told you everything that I know of what occurred. It happened upon the scene.
She draws her
I
sword before you can speak any further, and she says, "If you don't answer them, I will kill you myself." 50 dead bodies. 50 on the ground, laying there. 50 dead bodies.
She broken
What are you
us
talking
something.
about?
She keeps saying 50 dead bodies.
We brought 3 men back to town. What are you talking of?
Every mercenary under Cudgel's employment is on the fucking ground right now. Someone killed them. And Tarlin, you told me about these lizard creatures. We're under attack. And you will answer every question they have. Someone here must know something. Someone here must have seen something.
Sort of lean over.
You must.
Go on.
Oh no, she's just calling them mental. That's all.
Oh yeah, I
It's
sort
like-
of lean over to Aethelflood and I just sort of mumble like, "Who's Cudgel?"
Yeah, I don't know. Crawled up her twat.
I kind of look at them. Cudgel is a mercenary friend of our dear captain here, as well as a friend of the former Green Shields. But I know nothing of what occurred out anywhere with these mercenaries. I haven't been to visit them since you've told me of them. I spent the evening at with the church tending to the men we returned to town. I felt they deserved to be properly taken care of. You, as Knights of Solamnia, deserve proper rest.
Let me handle this, Becklin. And the older man glares at all three of you. Let me handle this. I will get the answers we need.
This is so stupid. I had family and nothing is here to give you, and they were all like, "Oh, this is so cool. This is all really cool." So I get home and I'm like, "Where's the I don't have what are they?
I haven't even playing video games with my friends. I'm just kind of weird.
Anyone like to do anything?
And we filled it the same thing, and I went to her, hey.
Ethelflaed definitely rumbles with her.
Oh, yes, they did. I totally know that they did. I remember.
Yeah, I'll check on him. I'll make sure he goes to that.
Jared, is there another one we could go to?
Oh, some of the shirts. Yes. The next.
Is there another room we could go to by chance?
Yeah, I apologize.
Muted Jared for a moment.
Sorry, guys.
But
I should have muted before I went downstairs.
It's okay. Would you guys like to do anything? There are two people glaring at you. You have just learned there are 50 dead mercenaries outside of town. The leader of those mercenaries is, in fact, Cudgel, who is friends with Becklin, who's in charge of the city's defenses, as well as a friend of his named Richard. And these people want answers.
And they were saying that there's like war happening right now.
While it is not known to you specifically, Tarlin has informed Becklin about your draconian encounter and the reason that the dead Solamnic Knights were brought into town.
Yeah, because I feel like again, this Beckland person might be. I mean, we need to know them. We need to help, but it just feels very pushy, and I feel like Ethelfled would just be very like unwilling and to help. Like, this is your problem, and like the way you're gonna treat people is harass them and wake them up, you know, to like ask for help. Like, what? Like, what is this? Like, these aren't our nights. This isn't our problem. Like, you can ask for help, but like, you're just gonna scream at us and throw our friends and wake us up. Like, how are you gonna compensate us?
Yeah,
Like,
they're fucking tossing Tarlet around.
like, what the fuck is that? Are they the police or something?
I'm a skinny guy. Don't get me wrong. I made that guy scared, but I'm still a skinny guy. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Everyone
they're
roll.
the boys. So she doesn't want to help.
Everyone roll insight.
Absolutely.
Like, you could have just asked. Goddamn. Ooh.
Why are you gonna hit a guy with glasses, bro? Come on.
She's too angry to see anything.
Right. No. Insight. Oh man, I'm rolling like trash tonight.
Okay. Calixto, I'm gonna message you some.
Like, they're not her monarch. Or
Who
whatever.
elected you?
Yeah.
What form of government is this? Some tartness in a pond handing out swords.
Okay. So I sent that to you, Calixto. Okay. Do you say any of this out loud? Do you address her with this?
Oh yeah, I thought that's like, tell you what, I'm not gonna answer none of your questions. You come in here rampaging, throwing my friends around, waking up my sleep. For what? You could just bloody well ask. I don't know these people. Who gives a fuck if they're dead? If you want our help, ask and be civilized folk. I'm not answering none of your questions. I'm gonna go get breakfast. And she's gonna go try and walk downstairs.
So as you try to do that, the woman pulls out her sword and Becklin grabs her arm. And while you rolled a very bad insight score, it doesn't take one to see that Becklin's hand is shaking, not from anger, but from fear, pure adrenaline. You can see her eyes are welling up, and she's a mess right now.
I am going to speak up as that fucking knight moves for her sword in Aethelflaed's defense, and I'm going to say this woman has nothing to do with whatever you're talking about.
Don't even know what you're talking about. Talking.
I swear it, on my honor.
Becklin says, let them go. I told you this is not a good idea. She just stares in the distance. She's gone from rocking back and forth, her hand shaking. Now she kind of holds her hand over her stomach. She's kind of frozen like a deer in the headlights, while these other two just glare at you.
Now, we are willing to discuss what may have happened, but we know nothing of what occurred. You are just now telling us what has happened.
You see the woman and the man kind of exchange glances. They look at each other, and then they silently communicate. The woman, of course, sheaths her sword and stands down. And the man in the Solomonic armor says, I guess they're all wearing Solomonic armor, but the older man, we should go. Let's question the others. These people clearly don't know anything. And they start to make their way downstairs while Becklin just kind of holds her stomach and just stares at the wall, unable to move or speak.
Wait. Are we under attack? These people just like tell us that like we're being attacked by something that killed 50 people and that they're ditching. What is? Well, I guess
Back
like
on a hug.
They don't answer your questions.
I
They
look.
just look.
I then look questioningly to Becklin. I guess like what the fuck is going on?
What do you say to it? Or do you say anything?
I don't think I've met Becklin yet, so I'm
You
going to
have.
say, you. Do you know anything about this?
As the other two begin to walk down the stairs, the menacing people, Becklin falls to her knees and just starts breathing hysterically, unable to move, speak, or think.
Ooh.
Pull out my blanket from my Dungeoneer's pack and just like wrap it around her.
Yeah.
Try to comfort her a little bit, calm her down.
Can I make a persuasion check to calm her down?
Yes, but because Tosh is helping you, because April's helping you,
Nice.
roll with advantage. Roll with advantage.
There. It's alright.
Okay, dirty 20.
Breathe steady. What happened?
Very nice.
Deep breaths.
And she's just kind of unable to do much,
It's alright, love. It's alright.
but she is clearly feeling that your energy is soothing and feels some element of comfort. And you can tell that this older woman who has seen so much and been through so much is horribly afraid. And she says, I've tried so hard to protect this city, and it's all falling apart. My friend has been just died. Cudgel's alive, but her mercenaries were just wiped out. And whatever did that will do that to us. And thank God these knights happened to show up today for this festival. If they hadn't, they just want to help. Thank God, because I can't do it all alone. And I don't know what to do. And Cudgel ran off, and the festival's canceled. Mayor Raven said that we can't have a festival right now, and I just keep telling everyone that we need to get together, and all the guards need to step up, and we need to just figure this thing out. And I'm worried that Cudgel's gone, and then I'm just alone, and then Aethelfled, you've wrapped this blanket around her, and as you pull your hands away, she grabs one of your arms and says, I don't know what to do.
I'm going to just grab onto her hand and stare her in the eye and be like, and that's okay. And just like pat it. I think if you could help us, I think we could have a good idea. Fuck, I can't get the accent that I want for her. You guys, it'll be there one day, I promise.
No sweat.
But I don't know, I don't like it.
That's okay.
You
You're doing great. You're doing great.
you tell us, how many days do we have? I think we could help, perhaps. She's gonna look around at the others like, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I think this is a fine idea. Could we perhaps call some sort of meeting? Perhaps with the guards, organize something tomorrow? Or sooner?
Well, I think I don't know what I think anymore.
I tell you what. Well, how many days do we have? Like, are they attacking right now, or are they gonna attack in like a week? We think, or like.
It's a very speculative question.
But she doesn't have any information. But
She does say, if you want to talk to everyone, we've decided to go ahead and hold the funeral today because we can't have all these bodies lying around. And so we've already began preparations. They should be wheeling in them soon.
What did you see?
Nothing. And that's the worst part. I didn't see anything.
You saw the bodies?
No, I heard about the bodies. One of Cudgel's only remaining men stumbled upon camp this morning and saw them all dead. All of them.
So what's going to be done about this? What are those three up to? The ones who just accosted Tarlin. Is Tarlin still here with us?
Tons here.
Yeah, he's chilling with
Definitely, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just being quiet, whiting it right now.
Yeah, like what about those? What are those three up to?
What are those three up to?
Yeah, and why did they target Tarlin?
Was
He was
I tall?
open the door.
I'm a nerd, man. What can I say?
You made yourself accessible.
I think, yeah, maybe a town meeting would be good.
We'll all be on the docks in a few hours. Please join us. If you want to talk to everyone, we'll be gathered then, and then I don't know what will happen. I really don't. The one time in my entire life where I feel complete.
Well, we'll find a way. And like thumbs up, like a weak smile, like, because she doesn't know either. But she's like, yeah, we'll find a way. Fine.
Roll persuasion or deception, whichever you choose.
Persuasion or deception?
Whichever is most applicable. Perhaps we'll find a way, or find a way. Like whichever one applies to that. Okay. She just kind of nods and says, thank you. And then she begins to make her way to the stairs. And as she does, she kind of stumbles and catches herself on the wall. And then begins to make her way down.
Yeah, K. Tarlin.
I'll be fine. Thank you. I kind of sweep my go and get my robes.
Is that guy still running?
Oh, I hadn't dropped it. I don't think Matt's rolled another save for it. So.
He's just been like booking it.
Now, I will say that the save is a May, as we know from Magic. So
he's certainly not around. You don't see either.
That being said, it only lasts for a minute. So after a minute, he's gonna come back very red in the face, I'm sure.
Well, they can't come in here and just start fucking throwing people around. That shit is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like completely random civilians, right? Yeah, these knights are no good.
Roll insight.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's up with these weirdos?
Roll insight.
So guys, I am good at making things. We could totally build like we can get fighty people in the village to volunteer to help build walls. We could build trebuchets. We could build like frickin' scorpions. We could build boxes that drop down on people and capture them. Like we can do whatever we want.
Are you trying to encourage us to do Wile E. Coyote shenanigans? I'm not opposed. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying we can Minecraft this shit. Let's go.
Any other insight rolls, guys?
Oh, may
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, I should probably.
I didn't realize all of us were doing this.
Yeah. There we go.
That old man is cranky sort.
They're all way too serious.
Yeah, chill out, you guys.
I know 50 people just died, but calm down.
Calm down.
They flip into rage. I die.
Funny. Path of the Zealot Barbarians.
What do we see? What do we know?
Everything becomes unveiled.
Okay. So, April Flynn, I'm going to text you something.
Okay. I'm just saying, I think if we tell this leader lady that we have plans to like reinforce the town and like can get people to rally behind something, they will be less afraid. And then, you know how those movies work. Hope, montages, everyone coming together. We're probably gonna die, but at least we can fight them bravely.
To the bitter end.
Yeah. And then we can just sit back and watch. JK.
So, you've been informed of this upcoming funeral. You're still in the brass crowd. Now, Jesse, are you up to anything right now? Fair enough. All right. So, at this point, you could make your way anywhere you'd like. We'll say you're still in the brass crowd, and you're welcome to do whatever you'd like.
I think that lady is probably our best bet as far as like actually getting anywhere and getting anything done, huh?
When you say that lady, you mean Becklin?
Yes, Becklin.
Okay.
I agree. I think, yeah, sticking with Becklin would probably be the best thing.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about it as a group?
Yeah, is she like still downstairs?
She is about to make her way out, but she hasn't quite left. She's moving very slowly, as if she's in a dream. A bad dream. very bad dream.
Does she
Yeah,
have?
she's kind of moving in slow motion right now.
Yeah. That
Mm,
like far away kind of like walk you do when you're going through bad shit. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
she
I
has
know.
authority, right?
She's the mayor, I thought, or something.
She's not the mayor, but she is this town's protector of sorts. She's in charge of their defenses.
Okay, well, maybe she can tell us about what the defenses are.
Sure.
Yeah. Ethelflaed would be interested in that.
Okay. So she's about to make her way out, and she's kind of close to the
Let's go
door.
downstairs. Let's go downstairs and catch up.
Okay. What would you like to say?
Oh, that's a good question. As we run downstairs,
We'll start with wait.
Declan, we wish to assist in any way we can.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty good at building stuff. Maybe I could help if I knew the defenses better.
Well, we certainly do have a lot of gaps, but we do have something that at least looks like a weapon, and perhaps we could turn it into one if you are in fact someone who knows a thing about weaponry and maybe a gadget or two. Fame. He's the gnome who built the, I hesitate to say catapult, but there is a device he uses for travel that's close by, and maybe you could do something with it, but I've been telling him for years the only reason I tolerate this stupid stringy device is because I always thought, and I guess I was naive, let's face it, people would see it, think it was a catapult, and then they would maybe turn away. And damn it, we were so safe for so long. But here we are.
The creepy jeans for me.
Area.
This is still sword.
Well, Ethelflaed, maybe if you could outfit the weapon, I could inspect some of the gaps that she's mentioned. Perhaps there's some sort of plan we could put together.
To take a look.
So what are these gaps?
We are only approachable two ways, one by water and one through the gate. But these guards, these damn blasted guards, are all so drunk all the time. Doesn't really matter what we do. But yes, we have Thornwall Keep. And Thornwall Keep is, well, crumbling. It's not very useful, but we do have this thing. God, I don't want to say it out loud. It's the Gnome Slinger. The Gnome Slinger is in Thornwall Keep, built by Fame. And at least as far as perception goes, there's a chance that maybe at some point we could turn it into something, but we just don't have much time. They're already coming for us. We're all gonna die.
I certainly am not, so at least one of us will survive. That was a bad joke, but...
I thought it was funny.
Right? Right? I liked it.
If she's looking at her to be like, no, okay.
I ain't dying.
Alright, Ethelflaed gives up. She just sighs and... You know what? Don't worry. We'll figure it out. And yeah. She's gonna leave so she can start planning.
Okay, so you do have some takeaways here. So there's Thornwall Keep. It's very close by. It does have a device that appears to be a catapult or a weapon of sort. She's indicated that it's mostly used for travel. Built by Thane. It's called Gnome Slinger. And then she's told you that there are only 2 ways to approach the city, one by sea and one at the gate. So there are only 2 entry points. You know that one is quite the choke point, the other one has its own caveats as well because it's on water.
Mm-hmm. I have some ideas for what I want to do, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go inspect the cliffs first, I think, just because there's more mystery there and chaotic. Like, it's a cliff. It's not just a gate that can come through. You go through the gate or over the walls or something. But yeah, she's gonna go check out the cliff sides.
Okay. Is everyone going to do that, or would you guys like to do something else?
It's currently evening, right?
I thought it was the next day. We'd woken up.
Yeah, you guys
we got woken up in the middle of the night.
Oh.
No, it's early morning.
Okay.
It was the next morning.
Yeah, maybe I didn't establish that well, but yeah, no, that it is the next morning. You guys are well rested.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, did I get my spell slots back?
Well, you used one, and you upcasted it, so you don't have.
I did. I don't have a second level spell slot, but I got my other ones back. That's important.
Fair enough. You made a man who threw you to the ground run away screaming. So he's screaming. He's doing, oh, like he.
Whoa.
Yes, that did happen. So that's good. So Taj, Aethelfled wants to go to the cliffs.
Mm-hmm. Eastern side, I imagine.
Would y'all like to follow, or is there something else you guys would like to do?
I would like to go buy something.
You want to go buy something?
Yes. I would like to find a woodworker of some kind. Maybe they make like woodwind instruments, or maybe they're just carpenters.
Okay. So, what exactly are you looking for?
I am looking for long, hollow wooden tubes. Maybe a foot and a half in length. Maybe 2 feet in length.
Yeah. There are definitely plenty of artisans and crafters. There are plenty of merchants as well. So if that's what you're looking for, we'll just say that you take some time to find that. Maybe ask some people, but you're able to do that. You're not currently with the party.
Okay.
But you're able to do that if you'd like.
Yeah, I just need 4 wooden pipes.
Okay. We'll say that maybe it takes you an hour to hunt that down. Through word of mouth, through recommendation, through a little bit of walking around the city, but you're able to do that. Jesse, what do you do?
Going to the cliffs.
Okay. Tarlin?
Well, were the bodies brought back to town, or were they left there? These mercenary bodies. I actually want to go inspect them myself, if we can.
I mean, you're in the brass grab right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Becklin. I guess I will go to ask Becklin if any of the mercenaries were brought back, so that I can, go see if I can take a look at them, see what possibly happened to these guys.
Okay. There. Oh God, I hate to think about it. They're on their way to town right now. I promised Cudgel we would expedite the funeral. God, I remember when I was sad about losing one of my friends. Just imagine how she feels.
I do apologize for your loss. We want to help as much as we can.
Thank you.
Jesus.
So Jesse and Aethelflaed both went to the cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to the cliffs, would you rather go up the cliffs or down the cliffs?
I want to look at it from up top
Okay.
at first because she also wants to make it to that meeting, but she needs to swing by, see how deep it is, see what the rocks are made of. Yeah, like I can get a or you can get better view. She'll go down and explore later, but you can see more from up there. So she just wants to, look.
Okay. Let me have a
If we have
sec.
time, then go down. But she wants to make it to that meeting and the funeral.
You feel like there's only time for one or the other.
Then I will check from up top because yeah.
Okay. And then Jesse, you're in tow as well. So you do make your way to the cliffs. Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Oh. And then Jesse, that's your investigation at 20 as well.
That's yeah.
Okay. Here's what you see. So, Jesse, you do recall that you saw what looked to be fur moving in the distance. And then what you're able to see is this. It looks like heavy tracks leading up to the cliff. Both of you are like scavenging as you're kind of looking around. And you see, Jesse, some of that fur on the ground, the same silvery color. And as both of you look at it, Aethelflaed recalls Merchant Gord, who at one point had been trying to sell you various things. The sneezing and choking powder. You see a tuft of fur, and you see what appears to be tracks leading towards the cliffs.
I guess follow it.
Goes all the way to the cliffs. You can tell that it appears that those heavy tracks probably led to the edge. And it's distinctly possible that whomever those tracks belonged to maybe just stood there, maybe soaking up the evening, taking in the night. Or perhaps something worse.
Oh, goodness. And this is at the very top, like...
At the very top, the tippy top.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well... Again, Aethelflaed is going to make note of plateaus and depths and note that there is kind of like this rock formation here that has like this little, like essentially like if people came in by sea, what I'm planning to do is plant charges on the top of the cliffs so that if people will try to climb up, we will just explode the cliffside and everything will fall down. And then we can also explode rocks or like throw rocks or something, have people push something in the way so that they're trapped inside. And then we can have giant boulders or like death things over here and just push them down a hill.
Hell yeah.
If they try to get up. So
yeah.
that's what she's planning.
As you're studying, roll a perception check.
That's
Okay.
good siege. Good
Yeah.
siegecraft.
Yup. You said roll what? I'm sorry.
Perception.
Okay. She's gonna be like sketching all this stuff down. Ugh.
Okay.
9.
Okay. So you are jotting down your plans. You're figuring out how you could best lay siege.
Yeah,
It
like
does
she
occur to you that this isn't the most scalable place. So if someone were to attack, they probably wouldn't use the cliffs. But if they
Yeah.
did, you do have a plan.
Yeah, okay. So then she'll probably focus more on pushing things downhill and trapping them in the bay.
We talking about the cliffs being scalable, and I was like, oh god, we saw the draconians fly. No.
Oh, that's
Did
true.
you see them fly?
One of them flew at one point. I may be incorrect.
No, I
I
think
know
you're
they have
right.
weight.
There was only one, I think. I feel like it did.
Yeah, that's what I was to say. I want to say one of them flew at one point, like to get away from us.
He walked away using 30 feet of movement and then another 30 feet to dash.
Okay. Well, they got wings. No,
You can prepare
You know
for
what?
that too.
So does a chicken.
Fair.
chickens can fly, bro. Not all of them, but some can.
Right. Hey, guess what? So does a penguin.
Yeah, true. Damn it.
But I mean, also where there's smoke, there's fire. If it smells like a duck, then it probably flies like a duck, right? So
Right?
That's
So
how the
very
saying goes. Yeah.
you have seen birds. Okay. So Tosh, you've done this. Jesse, are you doing anything in the cliffs?
Let's see. I'm recalling. I saw 2 cloaked figures along with
Shadowy.
her creature. Is that how that went?
I wouldn't necessarily say cloaked, but you did see
Yeah.
2 shadowy figures walking away, and with just a glint of moonlight, you could see this silvery fur, the same fur that you found on the ground towards the edge of the cliffs.
But both of these shadowy figures were furry. Is that what we're saying?
There's a shadowy figure who was illuminated
Yeah.
in light for just long enough for you to see this weird fur, and then
Okay.
2 other shadowy figures who were not
Gotcha.
necessarily wearing fur,
Gotcha.
but just kind
So
of obscured in the distance.
three shadows, 1 fur.
And then you've seen cat hair, cat fur, just a little right here because it's such a great investigation job.
And we saw just 1 set of individual prints or evidence, whatever.
You see just enough hair to
just
recognize the hair or the fur as the same that you saw in the moonlight in the distance.
Gotcha.
Other than that, you see nothing else. But what would you like to do? While Aethelflid is kind of investigating and looking around and trying to discern the best ways to defend the city from this vantage.
I suppose I would be asking Aethelfled about noticing this fur and the connection to what I've seen, and wondering if she's got any ideas or any information that pertains. Aethelfled, are you noticing this cat fur? Are you as curious about it as I am?
She is not as curious about it as you are, but as she's scribbling, she'll like look up once at you and meet your eyes, and like look back down and scribble, and like look around and be like, you know, it was this bloke. Ooh, it was a furry bloke. Darn it, he was selling all these things in the market, but nothing really interested me. That's the only fur I've seen around here. I'm just gonna go back. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Sketch, sketch, sketch.
Harlan, are you at the cliffs? Where are you right now?
I am elsewhere, not at the cliffs. I was going to meet the bodies coming into town so I could look them over and kind of see what happened to these people.
Okay. See what people?
The dead coming in from the camp.
Okay. So where are you going to do that? What do you?
The
what's your-
gate, basically. I was gonna wait for the dead to come to the gate to come into the gate. I guess.
Okay. So while Jesse and Aethelflid are at the cliffs, seeing this cat here, Aethelflid doesn't get a photo. But Jesse's like naturally curious. And then Calixto, you are buying your specific metal tubes. Is that correct? Metal pipes?
Wooden pipes.
Wooden pipes. Okay. So Tarlin, while this is going on, you are standing by the city gates, and you do see, before you quite arrive at the city gates, you do see this. You
Man.
see several bodies that are just kind of piled up in a cart as you approach the gate, very close to it. And you see some figures that are helping to carry these on this cart.
I kind of run up and stop. Kind of walk up to them as they're bringing the bodies in. Are these the mercenaries that were attacked outside of town? And yeah. Right, just
So one of the figures is wearing a hood and says, "Boy, there was no attack. Look at them. You see any blood? You see any wounds? There was no attack. They're just dead."
Yeah, actually, when he says that I'm gonna look even. That makes me want to. Yeah, I need to inspect these guys.
Or investigation.
Some magic-y
Medicine.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Man, my rolls are dog water tonight.
How do you investigate these bodies?
I'm looking them over, looking for like he mentioned wounds or burns or even any of them if any of them seem like they have any bits of stone on them like we had run into.
None of the above. No wounds. Stone.
That's so weird. They just look like they just dropped dead.
They are certainly not alive.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what to give you there, but they're not alive. And they don't have any stone on them.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was just
Harlan?
wondering if.
Does this
Oh,
look
you
like
at the gate
magic
with
to
me?
you?
Unsure. I can't quite tell that the ice, like as he said, there's no wounds or anything of that nature. Seemed as though all of these men were just healthy and then they were no longer living.
Ill timing.
Agreed. I don't. Damn it! I don't have speak with dead yet. I don't get that till like 2 levels from now.
Oh, damn.
I know, right? Darn it. Yeah, I guess there's not much else to be done. I'm gonna kind of, I guess, as the bodies pass through the town, there's not much, I guess, to be done. I'll offer funerary services for the men, but I don't know, I guess, what else to be done for them. We'll kind of stay at the gate and take a look. It looks, I guess if there's not much to be done for them, then I'll stay at the gates.
Okay. So, how does Tarlin feel about this? Calixto, you're there as well, right?
Yeah, sorry. I guess I just kind of assumed I caught up with them after we did our thing.
I'm with it. How do you guys feel about this? These are clearly 50 well-trained mercenaries who are just dead.
I
How
find
do you
it
guys feel
very
about it?
odd that 50 men suddenly died without,
No blood, without a trace.
yeah, without any blood being drawn,
Exactly.
or women.
That is what.
What was in there? The corpses. Hmm. Do you think this has? Well, I wonder what those 3 from last night might have turned up after their investigating.
They seem to know more than they were wanting to tell us, but I'm unsure what else we can do to get more information from them. They already seemed rather combative at the time.
Did Becklin say anything about us putting together some sort of meeting for this?
She indicated that everyone will be gathered for the funeral.
Yeah.
Okay. For the funeral for these guys or for Green Shield?
Green Shield. Green Shield.
Okay.
So she indicated that all the bodies will be buried at once. And not buried, that the funeral will be proceeding for all of these people. You inferred that because she mentioned that she had promised Kajul that they would get rid of the bodies quickly.
51
That means Cudgel's still alive?
Correct? She said Kajul
Okay.
ran off.
We should go talk to Cudgel and find out what he saw. Or they saw. I don't.
As you both are standing there, another cart begins to roll by.
Another cart of bodies?
Correct.
Jeez.
Is there any blood?
Would you like to look?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll investigation.
A little better. 14.
What'd you guys roll?
14.
Okay. You investigate these bodies. They are strong, well armed, well armored. You suspect well trained. Nothing to see.
Is Jesse here?
Jesse's at the cliffs.
Jesse's at the cliffs. So I'll tell Tarlin. We should probably tell the others about this.
I agree. This is rather disturbing.
Yeah, this could be indicative of an attack after all.
Yeah, I guess. So I guess we should. I guess we should go to the cliffs now.
And then you see another cart. There are 2 carts this time. And then you can see in the distance a 3rd cart. And then right behind that, a 4th.
And this
There are a
fellow
lot.
person is nowhere to be seen?
No, not at the moment. Not from here.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go find Cudgel. I feel like we should find out more about what happened.
I wonder if any of these people can tell us anything about them. Surely somebody must have ordered these cards.
Perhaps so.
Yeah.
So,
So I guess someone's like driving one of these carts. I'll sort of pull up beside them and I say, "Excuse me, would you be able to tell us where these mercenaries came from?"
boy, yeah, they got a camp. Well, ain't much left of it. It's just up the way. Maybe 30, 40 minutes away.
That's pretty fucking far. Are they
Right.
still there after this?
Well, this is. I think this is them.
I thought there were some.
You see in the eye of this person shock and fear. No, there ain't nothing left. The only mercenary that's left of Cudgel's band is, well, he's the only one that's alive, and he's certainly, well, he don't feel too good right now. No, not as bad as these lot, right? But he's not doing too hot, just like Cudgel. Everyone else, they're all gone, man.
We should speak with this fellow.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know where he is. I'm sure he's around somewhere, unless he ain't. These lines, none of us are. Well, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm just making some money today. Not trying to, not trying to profit, but I do got to get paid for my time.
I go ahead and pull out a couple pieces of silver from my pack and 5 pieces of silver and pass it to him.
Oh,
Think this for your troubles.
oh, thank you. He can't hide his excitement. Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. What do you think happened here?
Unsure. That's why we need to speak to this fellow. There seems to be wickedness afoot.
You don't say. I mean, ain't even no signs of trouble. I've been over there. You don't see any blood anywhere, no weapons, nothing. It's, kind of, spooky.
This guy's kind of spooky.
I just keep talking soft in an accent.
You're doing that Cockney accent and the low voice, and it's just working.
Appropriately weird. So, Tarlin, as these bodies are coming by, do you do anything besides investigate them? Do you?
I'm going. I would be using funerary rite, but it's a ceremony. It takes like an hour to perform for each one.
You could do it, and it would give you time.
I will actually go ahead and I'm going to offer to go ahead and do this. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start performing funerary rites for each of these men.
So the other people at the carts will not allow this, but because you gave this gentleman silver,
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't want to say it for an hour, but you just bought me a lot of beer. And Tarlin, as you perform this ritual, something happens. And it reminds you a lot of that vision you had when you touched the pebble before.
Oh.
And suddenly, instead of being in Vogler, you find yourself surrounded by bodies, and you see a man in black robes with a wispy white beard standing in front of you. And in the background, you can see what looks to be a little bit of a ruin. These bodies look at you, and you can see some of these faces look like the ones you've just seen. If you look very closely. And the man in the robe says, "Who are you? Wait. I know you well. Darling." Yes, that's it. Darling. Tell me, why are you so obsessed with those who no longer breathe?
As all deserve dignity at all points in their time, be it life or death. Everyone deserves such.
The bodies just kind of look at you and gnash their teeth.
He know there's not much he can do, so he just kind of indicates over at these undead. Just, these are not but slaves and puppets to you, are they not? No, they are just fodder. They hold no value to you beyond what they can do, what services they can perform for you.
That's an interesting idea. No, what I have offered them is far beyond gold, far beyond prestige. Tell me, what would you say if I offered them to you? They would gladly give their life for you. They asked for this. They want to live forever. Wouldn't you want to encourage that?
Can I make an insight check on that? I don't think he's telling me the truth.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So there's something about what he's saying that seems very accurate. But you recall when Calixto had been very accurate previously about those acorns, you knew that there was something he got in return for that. And this old man in these black robes, he's genuine, but you feel like there's something more. I would give you an army. I would give you a sea of those who've begged to keep going. The afterlife is frightening for all, right? And they were very scared. I offered them salvation. I gave them deliverance. And now I offer them to you.
He kind of looks over at the bodies, and you have made an offer, but you have given only slavery. These do not have the will. They do not have will. They cannot speak. They cannot express their wants, their wishes beyond what your twisted interpretation of their fears were.
And one of the undead looks at you and says, I am not a slave. I am happy
I've never been so happy. The elves, they live for hundreds of years, but I am human. I can live longer than the elves, thanks to him.
God, I want to insight check that too, because that feels like he's talking through the fucking the zombie, because that's easy enough to do too for a high enough level wizard. Ugh.
You could certainly roll an inside check.
Yeah.
May as well.
Terrible. It's an 8.
Another one stands up.
I was nothing in my past life, just a mercenary. The whole world lies before me.
And another one stands up and says,
Oh, are you judging me for my flesh, or lack thereof? You think because I look like this I'm beneath you, but I'm above you.
Erlen just kind of looks at him sadly and says, "No, friend, I think nothing of the sort."
and just like that, you're standing next to Calixto, and you're looking at these bodies. Your funeral rite having been concluded.
Okay.
It's a good place for a break. We could end it for tonight, or we can go ahead and move forward. I don't really care. I have plenty prepared. But we should definitely take a break no matter what.
I agree with the break.
So Jesse and Aethelflid have investigated the cliffs. Jesse, you found some fur that resembles the fur that you saw in the distance, kind of heading towards the cliffs the night before. And then Aethelflid, you didn't give a fuck. You were like, how do I throw bombs off this cliff? You studied the shit out of it.
You mentioned seeing the tiger dude, like, but yeah, but that's it, that he sold stuff, and that's all she knew.
Mm-hmm.
For
And
Jesse.
Each has mirrors if you have coin.
So you guys are doing that. Meanwhile, Calixto, you purchased your 4 wooden sticks, poles, right?
Mm-hmm. Pipes.
Pipes, right?
Hollow tube.
And then hollow tube. And then Tarlin, you performed this ritual and did some funeral rites for an hour. And during this, you had a vision where a man in black robes offered you an army of the undead. And those guys were like, hey, I love this. I love being undead. And you just kind of snap out of it, and you just see this wagon proceed towards the docks. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna look at Callisto and just. I wish to share something, but this will sound far-fetched.
Well, we've seen some pretty strange things lately.
Well, it can kind of take a deep breath and just. Well, while I was performing my funerary rites for those fellows, I was met with another vision. This man showed me his servants. I kind of say it like that, and then I just stop, and I'm just like, this man had raised an army of the undead and offered them to me.
Calixto sort of cocks an eyebrow and says, an army of the undead. And what did you tell him?
No, it is Well, I don't necessarily disagree with the notion of the undead. Those poor souls came to this man because they were scared of the end of the cycle, of the next part of the cycle. Death is not an end, it's just another step in the journey, friend. These poor souls came to him thinking they could escape it.
These souls, and I sort of point at the carts.
Tarlin kind of like furrows a brow and is like, some of these seem to serve this man.
Tarlin, I'll be real with you. That is very unusual timing, given that these 50 men just sort of up and died. Do you think this person might be the one who's attacking?
I would
There's
not. I would not put it past this man to be someone that does something. Basically, this man does seem suspicious. I. He kind of thinks for a moment and says, "I've planned to follow the rest of these carts and perform the rites for all of these men. It will take some time, but I will. I will do this. These men, all of these souls, deserve proper rest. They've served."
Probably let the others know first, though, in the interest of time, no?
He kind of looks at Callisto. Is like, how well do you think? Well, I got our blacksmith friend seems rather even tempered.
I just wonder
Maybe
if
so.
another 50 people won't randomly die like this.
I hadn't thought of that. Perhaps a warning is best.
Could always find these people.
But yeah, would you mind telling our fellows of what I've just told you? I'm going to be rather busy for some time.
Sure thing. I'll see if I can track them down.
Yeah. I'm about to go grind out a bunch of funeral rite ceremonies.
So you're going to do ceremonies for all these guys?
Yes. I'm going to I'm gonna do that as to as many of them as I can.
So as you try to do your ceremony, the people holding the carts just keep going.
Well, no, basically, I'm gonna follow the carts and like wherever they're being taken to. I'm not gonna like make them stand there. I'm gonna go with the carts.
Okay. And then Aethelflid and Jesse, you guys are still currently at the docks. What would you like to do?
I mean, if I'm done studying the cliffs, she'll eventually want to do the whole perimeter of the city, but I'm thinking she'll just, again, probably explore as much as she can to make it in time to for the burials of the peoples and for the meeting, because she wants to give the people her plan of, what she's working on.
So you're certainly welcome to do that. The idea is to walk the perimeter and just kind of investigate what they have going on as far as safety.
Yeah, in the city, yeah.
Okay. So,
like, make her way to the gate too, like she wants to investigate that as well, but
so what you see isn't much. As far as the docks go, there's nothing defensively. You just see docks. There are several places that seem unreasonable to attack. So I would say the entire perimeter, except for the docks, and then the gate also doesn't seem that viable because it is quite the choke point. But it's certainly there. Now, Thornwall Keep is located right here. Thornwall Keep is where there's the little catapult thing that Becklin told you about. You're certainly welcome to go there and inspect it if you like.
Wait, will you ping it one more time, please? Okay. Yeah, may as well. See what's up. See if we can use it, fix it, whatever.
So you approach, and amongst these ruins, as you get there, you see this guy, a wispy-haired gnome, who's just kind of tinkering with some stuff towards the entrance of this ruin.
Good day.
Hello. Hello. What can I do for you?
Yeah, coming around and check this big old lamp out. Gesturing towards the whatever that is.
Oh, that's Gnomeslinger.
Yes. What about it? Tell me what does all that.
It flings gnomes.
It flings gnomes.
Well, if that gnome is me, then it's flinging me, and I'm a gnome, but it flings.
Will you show me?
You want to fling?
Yes, will you be flung?
Well,
Show me.
I certainly have some things to do, but I don't know, maybe. Do you want to be flung?
Do I particularly know? But you said it flung gnomes, right? Aren't you a gnome?
Well, it flings, it doesn't flung, it flings gnomes.
Well, you're a gnome, I demand you to be fling.
You want to fling or flung?
Both. Either, whatever it does.
Ooh, you want to fling and flung?
Oh dear God, yes.
Maybe.
She's gonna look at Faraday and be like, go sit in it.
Listen, Becklin hates when we fling. She hates when we flung. She hates when we flum.
I don't give a rat's ass. Just do the thing so I can see it be done.
Why? Out of curiosity, why?
Ethelfled has paused in her speech, and if this was an anime, her face would be turning red with anger and steaming a little bit. She finds this very annoying. She is gonna ignore the elf or whatever he is,
He's
little
no.
gnome guy, and she's just gonna go up and like start looking at the machine and inspecting it for herself. Why are you so curious?
Because I feel like you might enjoy not just the flinging and the flunging, but being the flunger. Am I right? I know I'm right. And gestures to the Steel Defender.
I just want to know how it works so I can make it better.
I knew it. I knew it. You want to learn how to fling.
That's why I asked you to do it. But you're just blabbering away, aren't you? So I have to figure it out for myself.
Well, I could show you how you could fling, but I could show you how you could fling. There's a big difference.
Can I roll insight on this guy?
Sure.
Just like,
Just like force him in.
or maybe I can roll, or can I roll insight? Because like, yeah, right, Hunter. Or can I roll insight just to be like, is this guy for real? Like, this is how he talks? Like, is this his speech and his diction? Or like, is this kind of like,
Look at this dude.
I thought it was on him the whole time. That's my bad.
Oh, this guy's gotta go. This guy's gotta
do I
go.
have any levers on this
Just
contraption?
use this fool out this fucking town, bro.
Feel like I want to punch you. You're making me so angry.
You know gnomes do that to
Spare me your
people.
rhetoric.
So you do notice that on his arm there, and I would have described it because I had the ability to see it. He does have a contraption that does look quite similar to your Steel Defender.
She's not there to make friends, and she doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. She just wants to know how the machine works, and she's very bothered that he just like won't give her a straight answer. She doesn't want to like talk and try to be married with this guy. She's like pressed for time. She like
Did you roll insight?
yeah, she wants to get to the point. Like,
What was your insight?
oh, I didn't roll it. Let's see. There it is.
A 15. Okay, so you, I would assume, have traveled somewhat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've probably met a gnome or two, or at least heard of gnomes. And you know this is just kind of how they are and what they do. They're kind of big weirdos. You do feel like this dude's on the up and up, and you feel like he has an ulterior motive, but a good one.
All right. Yeah, she's gonna continue inspecting the machine and do her best to talk to him because I guess she does not do well with gnomes because she finds that they talk too much and are not direct enough for her.
Which is interesting because he does have a companion that does resemble a little bit of yours.
A little bit, yeah. Does it fly?
Would you like to ask him?
Well, maybe.
I think he'll just talk more.
As she's trying to figure out the contraption, I guess she'll notice and be like, I suppose you made that.
I made the gnome flinger.
So this is your contraption.
Well, it's the city's contraption, but I did make the fling.
Why did you make it?
Because people need to be flung.
Well, bloody hell, mate, are you mental? What good does flinging people do? They go splat at the end.
Well, not here, because there's water. They can just
Oh,
go
but
into it
maybe-
and swim.
Please just show me. Enough of your rhetoric. I want to see it or I will leave right now. You will have no
But
more
if you
answers
see
to
it-
who I am or whatever you want to know.
But if you see it, promise me you will not see it. You will look at it. And he does start scampering away. And he's really excited. And he starts leading you towards the rooms. Tell me, what did you make this for? And motions to your Steel Defender. What is it meant to do?
To help
Do you
me.
have blueprints? Do you have plans?
Yeah, most of the blueprints are made, you know, but I do make sketches. It's kind of hard to keep track of them when they burn a ball and people suck and you move and water destroys a lot and so I just keep them. in these little things, and she's gonna pull out. They essentially, I guess, like look like decks of cards or something. They just are like voice recorders essentially. I have a lot of spoken material, but yeah, most of it's in my head.
Do you show Thane?
No, I showed him the contraption, but I'm not gonna play it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's secrets. That's hers.
Ooh, that certainly looks like fine craftsmanship. Yes.
And he kind of moves
One
his
second.
glasses up and down as he eyeballs.
Here, she will rummage through an inner pocket in like a vest or something, or behind her apron or something, and pull out a clean one for him. You just touch here. When then you touch here, and it stops. You touch here, and it's essentially like a little phone, a little recorder.
Wow, I really like that.
And then, is Jesse around by chance?
He's just been silently following.
And chilling. Jesse? Jesse? Fair enough. So he does lead you into these ruins, and as you walk in, you can just see it's pretty overgrown. Nothing real fancy, nothing real special. It's definitely crumbling. It's not great for defense, but you have heard from Becklin, who kind of hates this weird gnome thing, that that it does exist in the city. And then this weird little gnome dude is just kind of interested in your stuff and wants you to be interested in his stuff, but in the way that he deems fit. And he continues to lead you through these ruins. And then, as some time passes, he does take you to a contraption of sorts. It's rickety. It's certainly made of wood, but also some metal. And you can see, as you trace the trajectory, that it would throw you into the water and probably not be very pleasant. But according to him, it's a mode of travel. And it's kind of inclined, stacked up on a bunch of rubble. It doesn't look very practical or safe. But it does pique your interest.
So, this not very safe. Sorry if that's rude to say. But, wait, how long is it? So, like, does this reflect his mind at all? Like, is it, you're making it sound like it was, like, kind of shoddily built. But, like, maybe it works? I don't know.
This dude just crudely threw a cushion into a catapult and said it's a...
Would you like to inspect it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
She's
then it's
again gonna look at it. She was gonna try to get him to volunteer to like use his own machine to show her in full demonstration. She still is curious as to seeing it work in practicality because it doesn't look good, but she is absolutely not gonna volunteer herself.
okay.
Again, the Steel Defender can go in there. We'll make Faraday be the test
Ooh,
subject.
do you want to put the Steel Defender in there?
Yes. Faraday, go sit in it, please. See how well this works.
Okay.
You can't
So here's
even move the bloody thing.
So here's what happens. So as you approach, you don't really inspect it, you don't really look at it, but you do decide to put your Steel Defender in it. The gnome is very excited. Oh, yes, let's go. And he pulls back a lever, which takes the arm sticking out in the middle, downwards, It's not well made. It's very crude. But there's enough of a basket to put your Steel Defender in. And Thane takes these very interesting looking straps made of leather and kind of puts a safety belt on top of the belly of the Steel Defender and says, "Are you ready?" And then pulls another lever, and then pulls another lever, and then pulls another lever. And suddenly all these weird little intricate cogs and contractions start to move in sync and in unison. And the arm starts to kind of move. And then you notice that it's moving a little more, and it's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and kind of picking up momentum. And he says, "Shall I?"
Yes.
Pulls the lever, and as he does, the Steel Defender's on this long arm in a basket, and it starts to lurch forward with incredible and ferocious velocity. And at the very last second, this gnome hits a little lever, and the straps fly off, and the Steel Defender is launched through the air into the distance.
You know, I wasn't trying to be right, but
Is this thing actually pretty big? I feel like there could have been a simpler way to do this. She's gonna start examining the machine after verifying how far ish away Faraday landed, and
Certainly towards the cliffs, perhaps further than you thought or intended, but your defender just flies through the air. And then suddenly you don't see your defender at all. It just kind of disappears.
certainly did fling. You had many levers, why not just one lever to release it all?
Well, tell me. Let's compare notes. How would you
You're
feel?
right, you have so many moving parts.
Well, I like moving parts. It's fun.
Moving
You don't
parts
like moving
are complicated.
How can tell me?
More things.
How can someone fling without parts?
There are parts that fling, but there are forces that you can't see with your eye that can help with that. What you want to do is maximize that, not your machine. Your machine is another form of tool. And then she's gonna like quickly jot down the idea of, like, I guess a normal catapult or like a mousetrap, just even like weights and kind of like how centrifugal force works. It's like, look, you can get propulsion this way too, and like kind of idea of like a cross bolt, but because this one kind of looks like a cross bolt but like bigger. But just she will try to explain physics to him.
Interesting. Okay, so the two of you kind of discuss science and like how perhaps he could be more efficient moving forward. Is that right?
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Okay, so you guys are doing that. I guess Jesse maybe perhaps ran off. Calypso and Tarlin, you're going towards the docks and the bodies. Is that correct?
Well, I was looking for Jesse and Aethelflood, and I went to the cliffs. But they weren't there. So I probably just turned around and left.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like we knew him. Would we have crossed in passing? Because I had to have gone the other direction to go back to the.
I love that. Yes, you guys did.
So I guess, Calixto, if you had wanted, you could have been there to witness this
The glory
madness.
Yeah, sure. I would have loved to have watched this. Is your Is your steel defender just gone now?
So let's say this. So as Calixto goes towards the cliffs, you do see, you're not quite at the cliffs and you're not quite there, but you do see the steel defender kind of fly through the air.
Okay, well that definitely tells me like where she got off to. So yeah, I'll start making my way to catch up with her.
Perfect. Merlin, are you in tow?
Well, I was going to be doing all those funerary rites for those dudes, following the bodies back to wherever they were being taken to.
Okay, so while you're doing that, you're at the docks for the funeral rites. Calixto, you meet up with Aethelflip. And then
Yeah.
Jesse is MIA.
That sounds accurate.
Say, Aethelflood, I saw you launch what looked to be your little companion out into the ocean.
Yes.
Is it aimed at the ocean? Isn't that what he's fucking
Yeah,
said?
it is.
He's not around right now. You're not quite sure. You don't think he flew
that's
to the water.
true. That's true.
You think it would be incredibly impractical, but as perhaps both of you are going the same direction looking for the steel defender, that's where you guys meet up.
Oh, shit.
A little bit away from the key, but not quite the cliffs. We'll say that.
There's somewhere. I do hope he's not too damaged.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I suppose I could help you look for it.
I'd love to be much appreciated. By the way, I met this little gnome with the craziest thing that we used to launch my said companion this direction. This city is filled with weird people. I don't think they know what reality is.
Yes. Well, listen, Tarlin and I encountered a series of carts, towing along what seemed to be 50 bodies. And they all seemingly just dropped dead.
That sounds like some hoodoo shit if I ever heard it.
It does. Tarlin
I'm going
tells me,
Scooby-Doo, mate.
Tarlin tells me at that moment, someone reached out to him and offered him an army of the undead.
Oh, that's spooky.
It is spooky. Yeah, we need to be careful around Tarlin.
Wait, people his brain. Wait, so did he do it? Did he take the army of the dead?
Well, that's what I asked, and he said no.
What if we just had a dead army somewhere? Wait, so there is an undead army. Who has this army?
He didn't really go into too much detail on that. He said it was a person who spoke to him. But that's about all I got.
So like, lean in closer a little bit and be like, "You think he's okay in the head?"
I don't know, but I do think he's dangerous.
Hmm.
He could potentially be a powerful ally.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah. If he could. Man, why do people come over and meet armies of dead?
You've got robot. Calm down, God.
Well, keep him on our good side, yeah?
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, is whoever killed those 50 people, it sounds like it might be some sort of magical entity. It's still out there, because no one really knows what did it.
Maybe it was more talking voices in heads. Although those two people earlier. They were suspicious as fuck.
2 people earlier.
The ones that harassed our friend.
Oh, yeah. That was very strange. Yeah, I bet they
Do you
know
mean-
something.
I'm assuming the guards told Tarlin's soul whether the companions they spoke of. It seems they don't know either what was behind this. I don't know, mate. Sounds like either a plague where everyone died altogether, some sort of hoodoo magic. I guess it's magic, probably, but we need to know more.
Yeah, it seems like magic to me, but we should be careful. Because whatever can kill 50 people without a fight is not something we want to mess with.
Were they human?
I don't know.
The dead.
He didn't say, but I mean, is anything capable of commanding armies of the undead really just a human?
Yeah, I suppose that's true. I don't know, maybe we should go talk to Tarlin.
Well, we can. He's conducting. He's doing that thing he does. And
Well,
I
it's
get the
mumbles
sense
to
he's
the
going to
dead
be
with
at it
that.
for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I think
then
he's seeing them off.
maybe we should go. I don't know, does this town have a library? Maybe we should go investigate that. Maybe those, I don't know, local spirits or angry demons or some sort of Fey Lord. I don't know.
Yeah, if
We
we're
should
dealing
learn a
with
little.
something of that scale, we definitely need to be prepared.
Knowledge of thy enemy and all that.
Well,
Because then we can look up what are those people, the things we fought earlier, too, if we can find knowledge on that. Because that seems most likely what we're fighting.
okay. Well, if you want to go to the library, I'll just let Tarlin know and then meet you there. And Jesse, if you see him anywhere.
Yeah, y'all want to go to the library? Okay. Jesse, are you there? Okay. So, 2 things happen simultaneously. It's kind of like Homeward Bound, the legend continues. We're from one side of the field, the other side of the field, the other side of the field. Calixto, Aethelflid. You look to the left and you see the Steel Defender walking up from the distance. You look to the right and you see Jesse walking up from the distance. All of you are colliding, and you have this idea to go to the library. As you see your Steel Defender approach, Aethelflid and Calixto, you're both able to see that there's some sort of like hairy, silvery thing in the Steel Defender's mouth. And then Jess, you walk up on this at the same moment, and you all recognize it's, well, Aethelflid and Jesse recognize it as the same color as the cat fur from earlier.
I'm gonna pull the tuft out of its mouth.
What is that?
So it's a mask. It's a mask, exactly the same shape, size, all the above of the merchant that you had seen previously.
Holy shit, it's face?
Oh my fucking god.
I was like, it's a mask that looks like that shopkeeper?
Correct. It's like a cat mask. You can tell that there was a lot of water all over this massive fur. It's been in the water for a while.
I guess I am compelled to put it on after grabbing it. You wouldn't.
What?
Turn it over my hand and strike the underneath of it, and then I'm gonna slip it on.
Have you not seen that movie, The Mask?
What the fuck? I watch
Oh,
bewildered.
that's like pull it up to my face, like see if it'll like. Come on, guys, it's so fun if we don't do these things.
How does it spell?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. What
Although
happens?
I will be a little
You
upset
wear-
if I can't, if I have a cat face now, but that's fine. We'll live with it.
Yeah, you certainly do have a very wet cat mask. It
Oh,
looks like the merchant that had been around before.
maybe a child will like this. I'm gonna just stuff it in my bag.
That's certainly an
If it fits
unusual
right.
one.
Yeah, right? Too bad I can't talk to the Steel Defender. I mean, like, I don't really know if it's more like, just like an empty, like, I get the commands and it listens, or if it's like, I don't know, running on
I
a
would
program or
say at this
sentient
point,
of
it
any type.
can't talk to you. And you could talk to it.
Yeah, it just
Did we-
mentions that it knows the languages that I know, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I would say it knows the languages you know, it definitely can understand, although can't communicate.
If I was
if you
like,
want to talk to it,
you know,
because
do you find this on the cliffs? Asking the Steel Defender.
it nods enthusiastically.
Did you take it from someone?
It nods enthusiastically.
Are they still alive?
It shakes its head
Oh, damn it.
enthusiastically.
Oh, damn it. Alright, well. What's done is done. I'll have to go find the body now, I suppose.
Do you want it to lead you to where it found it?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
It
like
leads you
I'm having a really strong moral argument right here. I'm like, we could just leave it. No one would know. But
I mean, shit. I'll go with you.
okay. Because if I
So,
was about,
Charlene, you in? Or Jesse, rather. Jesse. Jesse's looking
Yep,
at.
I'm in. I'm in.
Perfect. Okay. So you all end up at the bottom of the cliffs here. You see on the shores washed up a male body with various pouches and other items on them underneath their little robe. But the clothing matches Merchant Gord from the night before.
she's gonna walk up and roll him over and check his pulse and verify.
He's very dead.
Oh, fuck.
Huge person.
Oh, damn it. I didn't even know his name. Bloody
More
fuck.
corpses.
Oh, damn it. Looking at Calixto, does he seem like a very morally good aligned person? Like, he seems like knightly justice, all that, from what I remember and through my interactions with him.
Yeah, usually a pretty good dude.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Calixto, before proper... How opposed are you to searching through and looting this body before we drag it to this... Not drag it. Before we take it to the town and have it buried? Yeah.
Well,
She's just gonna be honest.
I sort of look around and I say it's admittedly not something I would partake in myself, but something just killed 50 people, and I will take every edge we can get if it means, us being in a better position to help the others later on down the road.
Ethelfled will look over at Jesse and like kind of like wiggle her eyebrows, like, you too? Scale of 1 to 10.
You asking? Are you asking the? You asking the Kender if he wants to steal?
Yes. I think loot is more correct at
I
this
nod
point.
in.
All right, yeah, that's I guess nomenclature at this point. Yeah, looting. You're right. It's already dead. You're not
Unless they
stealing.
steal, then yes, I will steal.
The dead cannot possess items. Technically, a corpse can't. They can't have possession of items. It's a container and/or an item itself. If we're talking about D&D rules, a corpse is both a container and an item. So, fun fact, everybody.
What is the exact plan?
Oh, I just wanted to see what was in his pockets.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want anything. I just wanted to know. Like maybe there's a key or like notes of plans of attack or like, I don't know,
Well-
something information-wise.
Funny you should mention that. So there is one of two things on him is a key. It's just a golden key. Nothing especially assuming about it. Nothing fancy, but it is a key. And then you see a pouch. A heavy pouch.
Presumably, I will open it up.
And you see a bunch of powder.
What is that sneezing powder? I will investigate that later. I will take the key powder.
You now have the key and the pouch. So, what would you like to do now? Go to the library.
I'm gonna have Faraday dig a hole and bury the body, I guess.
Okay. Would anyone like to help?
I guess so,
No.
yeah. Well, I mean, fuck.
We
You don't have to.
could just wait long enough and the machine will do all the work.
That's true. No, it's fine. We can bury him.
Okay.
All right.
Were these tiger people the lion? I'm sorry. Hold on. What are they called?
Wait, is this a dude?
Would this?
Like, or are you
So
holding
this
a
is-
face?
This is a male dude, like a human dude. You are currently in your possessions, in possession of a mask that looks precisely like he used to.
So is a guy wearing a mask?
But a cat.
Guys?
It looks like him, but it's a cat, right? Like, is that's the thing?
You certainly see the things I described.
Okay.
Well,
Very
he's getting
strange.
baried. I was gonna try to
Yeah,
do.
whatever. Let's bury him. Heard that.
There is a furry weirdo before the perversion spreads. I'm kidding.
Someone's gonna do her best to like imitate Tarlin with what she remembers hearing of the dead talk, and then yeah, they'll go on their way after burying the guy.
It is a beautiful parallel because as you are doing this, Tarlin is at the docks doing his funeral rites on several mercenaries. Jesse, what are you up to?
I'm helping with the burying.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you bury. I'm guessing you want to go to town, and it's probably about time to go to the funeral.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I do like the cinematic thought of, how Aethelflaed doing it, like kind of mimicking the funeral rites while Tarlin is, actually doing it, and then you get the shift, the scene shift over. That's cool. I like that.
You're all
imagery, sir.
All four of you are paying respects to the dead, although Tarlin is doing it somewhere else simultaneously.
Good imagery, sir.
Would you like to take a trip to the library on your way to this funeral? Don't answer all at once.
Yeah.
You could certainly do that. You could also go to the funeral. You could do anything you want.
Did you want to do some research prior to the funeral? I didn't really want to miss the funeral. I gotta go catch up with
Funeral either.
my old dude, Green Shield.
Okay, so you're heading out.
Yeah, the library can be after. Funeral first.
And that's a great stopping point, guys.
Mm.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff that happened.
Good shit.
So in the middle of the morning, like as soon as you're waking up, you hear this ruckus. Tarlin opens his door while most of you just kind of hang out in your rooms. And he's like, huh? And then gets thrown into the hallway and almost hurts himself. He is confronted by 3 figures in Slavonic armor. They are asking questions. And then Becklin arrives. There's a lot of push and a lot of aggression as these really 4 people at first are confronting you. Tarlin, as you fly to the ground, you whisper some words. This big dude just runs away, freaked out. You all kind of come out in front. These people, they end up leaving. Becklin's a mess, and all of you kind of come together in a moment. And I think the best part of that scene was when Aethelflid, who's usually very aloof and almost a little callous, takes a blanket and wraps it around Becklin, feeling compelled to do so and comfort her. She's expressed to you all of these emotions she's having. People are dying around her left and right. She's really freaked out. And then there are a lot of things that happen. I'm trying to remember. Help me out, guys. What'd you guys do? Okay, you guys don't do a